If you're new here, please go ahead and introduce yourselves. I'd like to know you and meet you. Where in the world are you guys tuning in from? And if you're a returning subscriber, I want to say big thank you to you guys. I don't know what's going on with life with StreamYard. Sorry about last week. I was unavoidably absent. I was actually ill. Yes, I was ill. So thank you all for understanding with me. But today we're going to talk about how to master the art of self-control. So if you're new here, please, by all means, go ahead and introduce yourselves. I'd like to know you. Yes, where are you watching from? How did you find my video? Who sent it to you? Yes, I'd like to really know. So guys, let me also go ahead and introduce myself while you introduce yourselves as well. So my name is Miriam. I'm based here in California. I'm a wife, a mom, a student, an entrepreneur. I'm also a fashion designer. Yes, I design my dress. Yes, you can see the full details on my Instagram page, Chassis Everything, or you can go on my website, chassiseverything.com. It's just right below on the screen. So go ahead and introduce yourselves. I like to really know you guys for real. So today, let's just talk about how to master the art of self-control. Yes, self-control. This is something a lot of people struggle with, and I've gotten a lot of questions regarding this area. People ask me all the time, how do you manage to, it's more like the advanced version of discipline. Yes, self-discipline. So they keep asking me, how do you master the art of self-control? How do how do you do this thing? How do you make it happen? I mean, for the most part, a lot of people actually are controlled by things, around them, by circumstances. People allow circumstances to actually control them, to affect the way they react. They are not usually in control for the most part. Yes, and today we're going to dissect how to actually overcome or master the art of self-control. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to relate with me here when I mention or when I say that people, for example, people who struggle to lose weight, or people who are, okay, let's not talk about people who do comfort eating, right, when they are depressed, but people who struggle to lose weight. A lot of people just want to go through the shortcut route. They don't want to put in the work. They don't have that self-control to even control the way they eat, how they eat, the portion and all that. So how do you master the art of self-control? This is how I have done it over time, and it has always worked for me. And I believe if anyone else, uses my strategy, like just inculcates it in as part of your daily life or your daily routine, you too can get good results. So the first thing I'm gonna say here, does anybody? Hey, Jay Breezy, thank you so much for joining. I am well, thank you. Yolanda, thank you so much. I am well, thank you. Where are you watching from, and how did you find my video? So yes, we're talking about how to master the art of self-control. So for me personally, I believe it starts from the mind. It starts from the mind. I mean, beyond setting goals, what is your mindset like? Are you telling yourself this thing is not going to control me? I will be in control. You have to go like prepared. You have to go and you have to develop it over time. It's not going to happen in one day. I promise you that. It's a hey, Deborah. Thank you so much for watching. I always love your videos, Deborah. I love your designs, your table, the way you just set it up every single time, and with the excitement. I love it. So how do you actually start mastering the art of self-control? First thing I would tell you is your mindset. Your mindset is the first thing. You have to develop everything from your mind. It has to come from within, deep within of yourself. It's like saying, I will not, maybe you're someone that loves what's it called? Chocolates or cakes, for instance. I love cakes, right? But I've noticed something that it is never too sweet to control me. That cake is never too sweet to control me. So it starts from the mind. When you tell yourself, I will not allow this thing to control me, then when you are faced with that thing, you're on guard. You have to always be on guard. Never forget yourself. Never forget who you are. And this is something a lot of people need to work on. A lot of people, yes, a lot of people struggle with, that power. So take that power from that thing that controls you by controlling it. And I'll also give you this example of maybe your goal is to work out maybe 5 times a week or 7 days a week or 7 times a week, and you find out that you're unable to get that thing, get it running for the most part. So one thing you can do is just set that goal and you have to tell, like I said, it starts from the mind. Tell yourself, I am in control today. I will make sure this thing happens. This thing will not control me. I am taking back my control. I'm taking back my power. You know, oh yeah, White Wolf, thank you. you know, where are you watching from, White Wolf? So you have to tell yourself, I'm taking back my power, I'm taking back my control. And I can assure you that if you're able to overcome it on the first day, self-control, that thing that controls you all the time, if you're able to overcome that weakness on the first day, I can assure you it gets easier with time. It's an assurance. The first time you're able to overcome it assures you that you can actually do this thing again. Oh, so you can actually do this thing. It has happened to me, and I remember when I got my control over food a long time ago. This was actually 2011 when I was fasting, and I didn't know that I had that power until I tried it. Right? I fasted for 21 days, and after 21 days, I continued fasting again for another 21 days. Actually, it was a spiritual fast. I was praying, asking God for something. And when I fasted the second one, I did the third one continuously. There was no break in between for 63 days. When that fasting was going on, I also had attended events. Yes, I attended events where I did not eat anything. Like, I would see things that I've craved for a long time. I was a king prawns, and I'm a lover of seafoods. And I would say no, because what I was doing was more important than you know giving into that temptation of eating seafood. Hello, there will be many more opportunities to eat seafood. Like, you get to a point that you see that you'd even get tired of it, like I am right now. So at the time, I was able to exercise self-control. I was able to do it for the first 21 days, and then the first 42 days, and then the first 63 days. And after that time, I kind of like broke the jinx. I broke the jinx. The moment I did it, that was the end of it. I stopped, I took my power back. So for a lot of people that binge eat, they do comfort eating. They just eat when they are depressed or they are sad. That's even the time I don't even eat. So it might not even be that. It might be you wanting to, go back to school or change your career, but you're afraid to start, or you don't even know how to start. What I'll tell you is this: just start. And you'll be surprised. There are certain things that look so big on the outside, right before we even embark on it. But by the time we try it, by the time we find ourselves doing it, we find out that, oh, this thing it's doable. It's all starts from the mind. It's all about our mindset. What are we thinking? What have we absorbed? What are we expecting? What are we, you have to program everything. So if you think that you're successful, it actually starts from the mind. If you think you're going to be successful in this project you're about to embark on, then it will be successful. It starts from the mind. You have to build it from your mind. The moment you do from your mind, you know that you are going to succeed. You've already succeeded in it. So when you try the first time, I promise you, it will encourage you to keep doing it and keep doing it. Now, don't give in to temptation. And there's something that people do. In fact, the Bible says, flee from all appearances of evil. Don't try to test yourself too much. Not everyone can be like me. Like, if you're someone that loves food a lot, maybe you shouldn't go around where there's food. But you have to get to a point where even where there's food, you're still able to, withstand whatever hits that it's bringing to you. For me, even if I see it all around, I don't have to eat it. But some people cannot control themselves, and I understand it. So maybe you should, in the beginning, stay away from anything that would try to, tempt you. Stay away from everything that would, try to make you go back to where you used to be, that place that you're actually running away from. So maybe you should, start to do that. The next thing I want you guys to do is to visualize success in it. Now, if you plan to maybe lose weight, a certain amount of, always set your goals. Maybe you want to lose 100 pounds or 50 pounds. Imagine yourself in that, future self that you want for yourself. Imagine yourself having lost 100 pounds. What would you look like? So always picture that future self every single day. That will motivate you. That alone is enough to motivate you. And there was something that I practiced a long time ago. I was in high school. I was in my first year in high school, and I was in a boarding school at Abeokuta. It's actually Baptist Girls College, Idiaba, Abeokuta. And I remember we used to go for prep, you know, every afternoon after school. We go for a siesta, we have lunch, and then we go back to class to read. And I remember that even though I wasn't motivated to read, like I wasn't really feeling it. It was monotonous. It was boring. I wasn't enjoying it. So you know what? One thing that kept me going at the time, I don't even know how the thoughts came to mind. So one thing I started doing at the time was I started picturing myself in my final year in high school. I started thinking about it like, oh, okay, if I pass this exam, I'm going to move on to the next level. And if I pass the next level exam, I'll move to the third level. And if I pass, that's what I do every day. And when I pass the third level, I will move on to the fourth. And when I pass, I'll move to the fifth. And when I pass, I'll move to the sixth. I was happy. I was happy. Like just the thought of being successful made me so happy. And it makes me very happy. So when you think of that, hey Joel, thank you so much for joining in. Where are you watching from? No problem. You can send me an email. So the thought of you being successful will keep you going. So always have it at the back of your mind where you want to be. What's your, the desired future? What's your desired future? What does success to you look? Then imagine yourself in that future. That is going to help you. That is going to push you up, even if you don't want to get up from bed. That the fact that you thought of it, that if I do this and I do that and I do that, I will get to where I want to be. That alone is more than enough to push you. And honestly, if you have not been doing this, if you have not been practicing that, practicing that mindfulness, of thinking about your future, the future that you actually want for yourself, maybe you should start doing it now. Yes, because a lot of people do not even know what they want for themselves. So maybe you should start by setting your goals. And that's another thing. Some people don't know how to set goals for themselves. Some people don't know what they want. Some people are just moving with the tides of life and just moving with, as the flow. They just move with the flow. And some people actually move with other people's goals. Some people see other people doing things and they're like, oh, I think I want that. That's all they do. They don't sit down to itemize what they really want for themselves. It's just all about what other people are doing for themselves, what other people want. But no, don't forget that we're all different. We're all here on our different, journeys. So you have to actually know what exactly you want and work towards it. If there's what's something that you feel that you lack self-control with, you can put it in the chat and we can actually talk about it. I've given examples of, people not wanting to work out, or people not wanting to control how they eat, or they just eat everything and anything. They find it difficult to say no. There's some people who find it difficult to say no, and some people's problem is just lust. They're just tempted when once they see someone that looks, this, they are carried away. And that's why I said it starts with the mind. So you have to always tell yourself, no, this is not what I want for myself, or this is what I want for myself. So you have to define your clear goals yourself, and in your mind, picture yourself as being successful in it. You're already successful in that one thing that you want to chase, in that one thing that you want to stop, in that one habit that you really, really strive to stop for yourself. So it's self-control is that skill that empowers you. It helps you to, navigate life's challenges and achieve that thing that we want from the deepest part of our hearts. Yes, it helps us to also, foster healthy habits. It helps us to also cultivate emotional intelligence. If you're an adult and you're struggling with self-control, with a lot of things, then you still have a lot of work to do. You still have a lot of work to do. Honestly, success is not built in bed. You can't achieve success by just sleeping away. You can't. You have to be willing to put in the work. I was listening to Serena Williams' sister, Venus Williams, and she was saying that people would love the idea of being successful, but they're not ready to work for it. They're not ready to toil for it. They're not ready to give it what it takes. They're not ready. They just feel that, oh, okay, it will just happen. It doesn't just happen by chance. Hello. Success never ever happens by chance. No, you have to work hard for it. You have to want it. You have to want it so bad, and then go for it. If it's something that you really so desire, then you have to really go for it. You have to work hard for it. You have to go after it. And you have to when you master the art of self-control, I believe you're already successful. You're already, let me say, 80% successful in life. Once you can master the art of self-control, you're already more than 50% successful in life. So a lot of people are controlled by things and they are not in control. And that's why a lot of things, I mean, they give into a lot of things that happen. They just go, they just allow themselves. But if you want to master the art of self-control, like I said, it starts with your mind. Your mindset is very, very powerful. And you have to believe that you have conquered. You have to believe that you have overcome. You have to believe that you have succeeded in taking back your power from that thing. Until then, that thing or that circumstance will always control you. If you do not master the art of self control, then you will always be controlled by those external forces. It can be food, it can be, anything at all. It can be just being complacent. If you want to take charge of your life and start to go after your own goals, then you have to, like I said, you have to set it. It all starts in your mind. From your mind, you have to picture yourself as being successful in that thing, that one thing that you want to do. If there are certain projects or certain things that you've always wanted to do, but you feel that you don't have the power to do it, or that something controls you, then you have to take back your power. You have to take back your power by telling yourself that this thing, today is the last day that this thing will have control over me. I'm taking back my power, and then you do it. You do it. And then I see a lot of people say, oh, I'm so busy. I can't even add this thing to my routine or to my schedule. Hello, we all have 24 hours in a day. We all have, both we and success, billionaires, they have 24 hours in a day. So if it's very important for you, or if it's very important to you, then you have to, create time for it. You have to make out time for it. Because honestly, success, like I said earlier, success is not manufactured in bed. You have to get up and put in the work. You have to put in the work. And if it's for a lot of people, I know a lot of people struggle with weight gain, with binge eating, with not being able to work out. And some people believe in the easy fix, quick fix, left, right, and center. No, you cannot. You can't. Because you have to, it takes time. And you have to be willing to put in the work. I don't even know where you are rushing to. You took time to get to where you are. So why can't you take your time to get to where you want to go? So you have to be patient. Patience is part of the process. You have to be willing to put in the work and be patient enough to see the results. And for a lot of people, they want to start a channel, they want to start a business, they want to change their careers, they want to do something, but they're just afraid to start. Some people are just stuck in what they currently do. They hate it so much, but they are stuck. They don't want to make that change. They want to in their minds, but they're not willing to put in the work. You have to tell yourself, today is that day I take back my power. Beyond that, you also have to remember that you have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. You can't achieve success. You can't achieve success by mistake. It doesn't happen it doesn't fall on your laps. It never does. Go find out from every successful person that you know. No, they work harder than everyone in the room. They work so hard. So if it's something that you really, really so desire, then you have to work hard to get it. And you have to be willing to put in the work. That's another thing. And this is something a lot of people are not willing to put up with. A lot of people are not willing to put up with, sacrificing their time, their energy, themselves. You have to. You have to get to the point where you are willing to give it all that it takes to get to where you want to go, to achieve your goals. You have to be willing to give it all that it takes. And like I said, success is not manufactured in bed. You have to be willing to put in the work. Because a lot of people just fantasize, being successful or getting this thing or getting that thing. If it means you having a vision board, create a vision board for yourself. Put it where you can see every morning, maybe beside your bed. Put it somewhere visible that you know you're gonna have close contact with it every single day, and stare at your goal every day so that you don't derail. Sometimes some people get hyped up, in certain circumstances or situations. They're hyped up, right? But when it's time to put in the work, they are not there. They are nowhere to be found. So if you're someone that actually wants to achieve your goals, write them down. Write them down. You can even write that future goal. Write it down. Oh, by social time, you can put a timeline to it. I will be down by 100 pounds. I will be. You can do it. You can do it. It always seems impossible until it's done. I tell you, it always seems impossible until it's done. And you have the power to change your own story. You have the power to change whatever it is that you're witnessing right now. It's all in your hands. It all depends on you. So if you want it that bad, you have to go for it that bad. You just have to go for it that bad. Because honestly, when we talk about self control, it's not just about wishful thinking. It's not just about you wanting something. You have to go for it. You have to go for it. And it takes practice. It takes practice, it takes your effort, and of course, practice. And you have to give yourself a lot of positive pep talks. You have to reaffirm yourself every day. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can do it. Yes, you're doing it. Yes, you're killing it. Yes, it's happening. Oh wow, this is it. So you have to positively, hype yourself up every day, and surround yourself with people who, encourage you, who inspire you to be who you want to be. You have to constantly surround yourself, be in that gathering, in that arena where you're constantly being fed with positivity, with that reminder, daily reminder that your dreams are valid, that is very possible, that all these things that you've set out for yourself to achieve, they are all achievable. You have to constantly do that for yourself. Surround yourself with positive people. You have to remind yourself every day, reaffirm yourself every day. If they want to affirm you, you have to do that job. It's your own job. We're talking about mastering the art of self-control here. It has to do with you. It's self. It's a commitment to self. It's a self journey. It's your own journey. So it's even best you rely on yourself for this, and of course, with God on your side. God is the author of all that we are. So you have to, of course, if you're you know a religious person, or if you believe in God, then you have to call on God to also help you. And then you can also try getting an accountability partner. Try getting an accountability partner. You can even tie funds to it. Yeah, that if you set this goal, that if you're able to achieve this goal, you're gonna get maybe $100 or $1,000, depending on how much you want to. It's not a bet, but it's just something to encourage you. If you're able to do this thing, if you're able to lose this amount of weight, or yeah, then you get this amount of money. That if that's something that pushes you, that motivates you, then go for it. Go for it. By all means, please go for it. But if you're someone that can actually do it yourself, then go ahead and do it yourself. Put everything that would help you, put everything around you, things that would inspire you, things that will help you on your journey to mastering the art of self-control. Make sure that you're looking at it every single day, and you're reminding yourself that, hey, this thing, we are not going back on this. You have to. That positive mindset is very important. Getting an accountability partner is also important, or you can be accountable for yourself. You can. And you can reward yourself. You can use reward system. If you have no one around you to encourage you by putting in some money to encourage you, then you can encourage yourself. You can say to yourself, okay, if I do this thing, then I'm gonna get this thing for myself. If I achieve this thing, then I'm going to do this for I deserve it. Right? So you have to also visualize yourself. Visualize a future that you want for yourself today. Just picture it every day. Picture that future every day. And before you know it, you're already on your way to great success. Now, your physical health is also very important. It's very important. Sometimes our problem is not that we're unable to achieve whatever we want to. Sometimes our problem is lack of enough sleep. We don't get enough sleep. Yes, you need to rest well. There's something my pastor used to say. I mean, in my previous church, he used to say, "Tired eyes don't see a bright future." If you're not well rested, there is no way you're already acting. I mean, working at like 50% capacity, or even less than 50%. But if you get enough sleep, you get enough rest, your brain is well rested. You can do all things. You even have that, you already have that belief that you can do all things when you rest well. Resting is part of it. It's a major contributor to mastering the art of self-control. You have to really, really put in time to rest. Yeah, get the much needed rest that you need, because your physical health is very important. Your sleep, your diet, and exercise is very, very important, because your physical well-being influences your own ability to exert self-control. Yeah, you need to keep your body fueled. Yeah, you need to keep it really, really fueled for better decision making, and also learn from setbacks. If along the line, maybe you set a challenge or you go for yourself, there's a lady on social media. I think her name is Chelsea. She's a content creator and she's been making waves in the last, I think, 75 days. She set a challenge for herself to lose weight, right? And she did it, on day one. She's really accountable. She uploads the video every single day on various platforms. And everybody keeps cheering her up. So if you need to do that, then maybe you should just be accountable. Find a way, because that way people are watching. And she made sure she didn't miss a day. She made sure she didn't miss a day, because people will be watching and they'll be waiting. Hey, and by even, sharing her story, she's inspiring millions of other people that they can also do the same. She was overweight. It was pretty much, it was bad. But you know what? She did it. She did it after all. So if it means you writing it down, taking account, or reporting to someone, if you're not a social media person, you can report to someone. Someone would get an accountability partner, and then also learn from setbacks. If by chance you miss a day, what were the things that happened? And like I mentioned earlier, you have to run away, flee from all appearances of evil, everything that seems you know, to control you in that situation. Run away from it. Every form of temptation that is likely gonna make you lose guard or derail, you have to run away from it. Everything, every single one of them. Because remember that you're not even strong. You're trying to, master the art of self-control. So you have to leave everything that seems to tempt you. All the ice creams, all the chocolates, all the cakes, all those high fat comfort foods. You want to stay away from it. For me, this is my own personal story, my own personal experience. I've gotten to a point in my life where when I eat processed food, my brain signals to me, like, almost immediately, like, no, you shouldn't be eating this. You shouldn't be eating this. I had corn dogs earlier today, and I just felt it like, I shouldn't be eating this. So you get to a point where, you're not supposed to eat it, or you are able to control what you eat. Some people are so used to it that that thing starts to control them. Some people can eat a tray of pizza, full pizza, by themselves, all by themselves. Some can even eat two, not even one slice, the entire tray. Some people can in a day, and that thing is extremely, it's unhealthy. It is. Even if they tell you it's pineapple this or this one, or lettuce, this is a lie. it's not healthy. So if you're someone that struggles with, maintaining self-control with certain things, certain foods that you find yourself, around, maybe you should stay away from those things. Stay away from those things until you're strong enough to know that, okay. Because honestly, when I tell my friends that, do you know that when I'm eating on a normal day, when I'm eating and I get to a point, my tummy just stays, my tummy says, no, stop. And I stop. But a lot of people don't even know when to stop. They just keep going. So, what is that one thing that you struggle, that you're battling with self control with? Please leave it in the comments. I am happy to share insights on how you can take back your control. And I hope that with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that you can master the art of self control without losing yourself in the process. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Please do well to like my videos, do well to share, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, and of course, I will see you in my next video. Take care, guys, and God bless you. Bye for now.